What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. Today, we are going to be talking about relapse prevention and how to cope with stress during the holidays. In the last couple of live streams, I've had several of you guys reach out and comment that, you're struggling and it's hard for you right now because either the holidays are about family and your family drives you insane, or the holidays are about family and you aren't around your family anymore. Hey Bethany, hey Jeff. So I thought we could talk about that, and I also thought I would bust out the AA book, and I'm going to go get the Narcotics Anonymous book from the back bedroom, and we're going to go through those books and we're going to find where they talk about relapse, and I'm going to share just some of my own tips and tricks that I've learned over the last couple of years on how I prevent myself from going back out, because there's times where I've thought about using and it seemed like a completely great idea and then I decided otherwise, or there's times where I've decided to call someone and say, hey, bring this over. And then my husband found it in my wallet and I got in all kinds of trouble. But I feel like that time God was like saving me, because if I had taken those, it would have been bad news. But I'm going to let you guys all filter in here. Hey, Jay. And come in, grab a seat, sit by your best friend, welcome the newcomer. Y'all know how to do it. And then we'll get started. I worked all day today. I don't know what's going on. My face is like really, really hot. I don't know if I'm getting a fever or coming down with a cold, but like I feel like my cheeks are on fire, which is weird. I saw your video, Jeff, about the halfway house and the boys club, and I thought that was a really cool idea. Imagine how many people you could fit into a halfway house. So okay.
If I say watch.
J-E-F-F?
No, if I say Jeff.
Okay.
Watch.
So in the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous, there's this chapter. It's called How It Works, and it's chapter 5. I'm going to read some of this to you guys at the beginning, and I think it'll be able to help you guys. Just I want you to listen to it, and then you tell me what you hear, and I'm going to share with you guys what I get out of that. So chapter 5, How It Works. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to this simple program. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. There are such unfortunates. They are not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. They are naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. Their chances are less than average. There are those, too, who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. So, hey, Cindy, how many, that's 1, 2, 3 times that they said the word honest just in that paragraph. Okay, three times. Our stories disclose in a general way what we used to be like, what happened, and what we are like now. If you decided you want what we have and are willing to go to any lengths to get it, then you are ready to take certain steps. At some of these steps we balked. We thought we could find an easier, softer way, but we could not. With all the earnestness at our command, we beg of you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. Some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas, and the result was nil until we let go absolutely. Remember that we deal with alcohol and drugs. They are cunning, baffling, and powerful. Without help, it is too much for us. but there is one who has all power. That one is God. May you find him now. Half measures availed us nothing. We stood at the turning point. We asked his protection and care with a complete abandon. Here are the steps we took, which are suggested as a program of recovery. Hey, Sweet Flower, and I'm going to read these steps, okay, guys? This is kind of like just starting us out. We admitted we were powerless over alcohol or drugs and that our lives had become unmanageable. 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. No! Put my phone on the charger. Put my phone on the charger.
Could Daddy play?
Nathaniel.
Hey, just put it on. I'll be up here in just a second.
6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. 7, humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. 9, made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10, continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood him, praying only for knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry that out.
Give that to Paco when you
And 12, hey, marijuana maintenance. Paco! Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, here you go, Paco.
Mommy's got it, Paco.
We try to carry this message to alcoholics and addicts and to practice these principles in all of our affairs. Okay, so, hey, Daniel. Hey, Julie. Hey, guys. I was just reading how it works, and I thought we could talk about relapse prevention, some tips and tricks on how to stay sober and not go down through there, and how to cope with just, different stressors, different situations during the holidays, because I know that a lot of us are going to be around a lot of our family members, and maybe we're not used to being around those people. Maybe we don't get along with those people. Maybe those people are mad at us because we used to get high all the time and fuck shit up. So now we're like, how are we going to act when we're going around our family, right? Hey, Sonia. I know there's a lot of alcohol, and if that, some people get depressed. Exactly. Hey, Kim. Taco he's right here eating his food like a good boy. He's not set tripping today. Hey there, I saw you on Lockdown 2031 and love your candid, outgoing personality. Keep up the good work. Man, thank you. I really appreciate that, Cicely. For real. I really do. I appreciate that. So, relapse, tips and tricks on how not to relapse. Well, first of all, the main thing that helps me is to not go around people that are using or drinking, okay? I don't go around people that are getting high anymore, you guys. I don't go into the bar. I just don't put myself in compromising situations. But let's talk about the holidays. So a lot of us are going to be around our family members, and that doesn't mean just because we're in recovery doesn't mean our whole family's in recovery. It doesn't mean that our parents don't want to enjoy a glass of wine with their turkey on Thanksgiving. It doesn't mean that, everybody doesn't want to drink some eggnog on Christmas Eve, right? So how do you handle a situation? How do you go in to the big holiday Thanksgiving feast where there's alcohol, maybe even liquor, and stay sober and not drink, I used to think that it was really going to be hard for me. And there's some times where I think, man, I wish I could have a drink, or I wonder what it would be like to just have a glass of wine, me and Neil with steak or something like that. I think about it. I'm not even going to lie. But for some reason, I just don't follow through with it. I think because I know that if I drink, that I'll probably want to do something else. You know what I mean? But the first thing I did whenever I started going into the holidays with my family, because my sister can drink, or my mom and dad, they have wine, and, they can just drink wine responsibly and not have any consequences. Hey, Jamie. You guys, I have hella consequences if I drink. Like, and if I drink, it's not because I want to drink just to have like a glass of wine with some spaghetti. It's like I drink because I want to get shit-faced drunk, you know? Exactly, Cicely. So I can't go into my parents' house and say, you gotta get all the wine out of here. There can be no liquor in this house. Nicole's here. I'm an addict. I'm an alcoholic. And I said, get rid of all the alcohol, right? It just, no, it just doesn't make, I can't do that. It's first of all, it's rude. Second of all, it's not all about me, right? So this is what I do. First of all, I talk to my family. They all know that I'm in recovery and they know how important it is for me to stay sober. They know how important it is for me to stay accountable. They know I have my son. They know that I don't want to make those mistakes. And so they work with me. They support me in my sobriety. So maybe if they're having a glass of wine, my mom won't have it in a big wine glass. She'll have it in a mug or something where I don't really realize it's liquor, like I think it's coffee or something. Just to kind of like be thoughtful of me, you know? Well, if your family is not like my family and maybe your family is just like, woohoo, we're getting fucked up, it's the holidays, right? Because I know that there are some families they get fucked up on the holidays and they love getting, that's what they do. They celebrate because they are not addicts or alcoholics like we are. That maybe they can get fucked up and then get up the next morning and go to work. There's a big difference between someone who between a normal person who can drink without any negative consequences. Like they drink alcohol, they pass out, and then they wake up the next day, they go to work. They don't see, for me, if I drink and I wake up the next day, I'm either going to drink more, I'm going to call out and not go into my job, I'm going to go drive my car under the influence, or I'm going to reach for something else like pills or cocaine or some stimulant or something to snap me out of that hangover. You know what I mean? Wine ain't all it's cracked up to be anyways. It's the last thing I'm going to do to get shit-faced drunk. Ugh. I used to drink, those little bottles of wine. Let me tell y'all a quick story time. Accountability. What a blessing they support you like that. Cicely, I'm so blessed because my mom and dad are really good parents. And like my parents, they don't party, they don't drink, they don't smoke, they don't do anything like that. And so I was really fortunate to grow up in a household of that stability, you know what I mean? But I do realize that not everybody has that same kind of household, right? And here's the thing, not everybody, not just because my parents don't party and stuff like that doesn't mean that it's wrong to enjoy yourself or like lay back and have a drink and have fun on the holiday with your family. Like I'm not saying, I don't want anybody to think that I'm shaming anyone's family for having glasses of wine and maybe smoking a cigar on a holiday, but like I'm just really grateful because I've dated guys who had families and they were trying to stay sober and their family members were they didn't care. Like they drank and they smoked pot and they just did things in front of this kid while their kid was trying to get sober. And it wasn't because they didn't care, but it was because they don't understand the disease of addiction. So the second tip I have for you guys is the best thing to do is to get your family educated about the disease of addiction. So that way they understand what you're going through. That's the best thing you can ever do. If you have an addiction and you want your family to be able to support you and to be able to get on board with your recovery, they have to be educated. They need to understand about the disease. They need to know that it's not something you just choose to quit, that they need to really learn, go to Al-Anon, come here and hang out with us and listen to one of these meetings with all of us in here, because the education is key when it's coming to people that are not alcoholics or addicts. You can't always run away from it. Eventually, you will be in a situation where alcohol is around. I think the best is to prepare for it, right? To prepare and know that, hey, I remember when I was like, afraid to go into a restaurant where they serve like at the bar and grill or something. And it's like, and I've told you guys a story before, probably like a year ago. I took my son out to go. We went to have a mommy and son dinner, and we were having like Mexican. And there was, excuse me, there was a group of ladies sitting at this table, catty corner to us, and they were drinking those strawberry and lime margaritas, the frozen ones with the salt around the glass. It makes my mouth water right here just thinking about it. And the thought crossed my mind, oh wow, that would be so nice to have a margarita, you know? And I looked across this table at my son, and I automatically thought about driving my car home buzzed and how I could wreck, you know, and the thought just was removed that quickly. But, you know, every now and then that stuff comes into my head, but I don't, like you said, Sonia, I don't run, I don't tuck my tail. Now, I'm not, don't get me wrong, like I'm not going to be going around, like I just don't feel comfortable like hanging out with a bunch of people that are slamming shots of vodka. You know, that's just like, that's not what I enjoy to do anymore. And it's because I'm changing, you know, and that's another thing is like as you grow in your recovery, the things that you enjoy to do are going to change. If I drink, I won't be waking up the next morning because guaranteed I would have drunk until I was too drunk and then scored some crystal and then been too spun out. Exactly. I also wonder how having alcohol and Matt might mix. Doesn't sound like a good time. No, it won't. It intensifies your medication and probably will knock you out, make you fall asleep, or really, you know, it won't. It's not good. It's not good. You're not supposed to drink on Suboxone or methadone anyway. Like you know, that's what the doctor says. We have to play the tape all the way through. Absolutely, Cindy. So going around family members during the holidays, whatever situation you're in, like I just don't want you guys to feel like you're all alone and that you can't do it. Set yourself up a plan, okay? If you know you're going to go be around family members who maybe you guys just don't get along, maybe there's some tension between y'all because whatever, right? Have somebody on your speed dial. Have a friend that's in recovery that you can go to the bathroom and hide and say, "Hey friend, I'm over at my mom and dad's house and they're doing that thing again. Yeah, they're talking about when I used to get fucked up and everybody's laughing." And talk to your friend, talk to somebody in recovery. Text me on the Real Talk Recovery phone line. I can just see it now. Thanksgiving dinner and my phone's blowing up with all these text messages from everybody. Nicole, they're doing this. This was what's going on. I think it's good to listen to your inner voice that lets you know when it's time to walk away too. If it becomes uncomfortable, then it's time to head home. Yes. How do you know when that voice is talking to you? How do you know when it's time? That's the thing. Cicely, I don't know about you, but for a long time, and I know that voice now because I can hear it again. But when I was in my active addiction, I had worked so hard to shut that voice out. So it took me about the first year and a half of my sobriety to really have that gut feeling, you know, that, hey, Nicole, you don't need to be in this situation feeling. And I could actually feel it. Hey, Merck. Hey, Santana. I could actually feel it. And I knew, hey, this isn't a good situation, right? But when you are in your active addiction for so long and you practice like canceling out those feelings and canceling out that voice, sometimes it can get hard to hear it again. And so that's why I want you guys to have a plan of action. So there's one thing that my counselor, we would always get to go when we lived in the halfway house, we would always get to go out on a pass, right? So you would get like a 3-day pass um, to go to your family's house for the holidays, okay? And so she would say, have an exit plan. Like, what are you going to do if shit gets crazy, right? Where are you going to go? How are you going to get away? Like, let's plan for the worst to happen and know what you're going to do if you have to get out of that situation, right? Oh my God, yeah. How did you ever manage to turn that voice off? I'm telling you, listen to me, Sonia. For so many years, I used to cry and think, oh my gosh, I'm a terrible person. Oh my God. And then I'm telling you, eventually it was like I would get so fucked up that every voice was off because I was unconscious. I was hallucinating, nodded out in another like land. I wasn't even able to carry on conversations with my husband, you know. Me and Neil were dating at the time, and it's so sad because I remember it, and I wish I had the videos still because I would show you guys. They might be on our cloud. If I find these videos, I'll show y'all. But Neil he used to record me on his phone because I would get so out of it that I would be in the middle of a hallucination and my eyes would be rolled back in my head. You know, all you could see was the whites of my eyes. And I would be talking about some shit that happened when I was in high school. And I would be naming guys from high school, and it was just so sad. And then he would try to ask me questions and I would be yelling. Well, then after I would sober up the next day or two, went by, he would show me, and I would say, "That's not me," and I would be crying because it was so embarrassing, and I looked so crazy, you guys. I'm over here talking out loud in agreement with you. You have to build your sensitivity to your Gemini cricket. Yes, yes. There's times I sit down and I think I would never do fill in the blank. It's nice having myself back, for real. When I was in recovery, I completely isolated myself from everyone most holidays. I lost a few people, but I managed a way to not get stressed, so I didn't think about using TB. To be honest, is that normal? Well, Santana, I think that, okay, so isolating when you're in recovery, honestly, if I didn't have you guys here, people would probably think I isolate too, because it's just usually me, my husband, and my son. I'm working on being more social with like the friends that Nate has, like the parents, the moms and stuff. And of course, when I go to like a meeting or something, I know everybody there. So I'm like, hey, 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 hey. But this is where I get a lot of the interaction I have is with you guys online, you know. Hey, Amy, I've been thinking of you. Love you. Amy, where have you been, girl? Where you been? I hadn't seen you in a couple days, I feel like. Okay, girl. It's hard. Listen, here's the deal, you guys. It's hard because, hey, Captain, I'm so glad you guys are here. Isolation is the devil's playground. We weren't designed to live life alone. I totally agree. And here's the thing with me during my isolation. Now, Santana, listen to me. Some of us are, what is it called? Introverts, right? And like we can only, like, okay, how do I word this? Like some of us, we only kind of like are able to jive or talk to certain people. Like those people, they can understand us, and when we're with them, we can share openly, and we don't feel judged or afraid or embarrassed or anything like that. Do you know what I'm talking about? And so for some of us, getting sober is so at the beginning of your sobriety. This is why I isolated Santana, was because I felt so damn awkward, like when I would try to go shopping or go to a grocery store and I would have to talk to like the cash register lady. I would stutter and trip over my words, and it was because I hadn't talked to anybody for so long without being fucked up. So it's like I didn't know how to have a normal conversation with people. I think it's part of growing up not having so many friends since life happens, but in recovery, staying away from people that use made my friend group tiny. It does because we happy 8 months, Sonia. We keep all of our people around us that are using when we're in active addiction. And then when we get sober, we have to start taking those people out of our life. Because what were we talking about the other night? It's a lot easier to pull someone down than to pull somebody up. So, you know how a lot of us are really codependent. I know I am. Obviously, hello, look at me. um, we want to save our friends that are out there, but we can't, y'all. We can't save them. And so a lot of times it's like the only thing I can do is stand back and pray and be here and let that person know, like, just so you know, I'm here whenever you're ready. And that's what I want you guys to know. If you're struggling and you're actively using drugs and alcohol, I want you to know that I'm here whenever you're ready. And all you have to do is call me or text me and say, hey, Nicole, I'm ready now. And I'll do anything I can to help you get into treatment, find out. I mean, we'll do anything we can to find therapy, to find a program that fits perfect for you. You know what I mean? Because not everything works the same for everyone. Everybody needs different kind of treatment. Maybe you need therapy and just whatever. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm probably the youngest person that follows this channel, so I started using because of those people. So I decided to cut them off. Yes, okay, I get it, Santana. Now I understand. Yes, that's what you have to do. You have to get away from them. And then what happens is when you get away from those people, if you don't build up a new friend group of healthy friends who are sober, who are who are doing the right thing, then yes, you will be isolated because the friends that you were around were all getting high and now you're just to yourself. But sometimes being to ourselves at the beginning, listen to me, it's sometimes it's a good thing because you're learning to know yourself. Okay, for the longest time, I didn't want to be alone with me because when I was alone, I had to think about just all the things I was disappointed about myself in, all the time I had wasted in my active addiction. I still struggle with that. I think a lot about how I'm 37 years old and how many mistakes I made, and how I see other girls that are younger than me that are graduating college that have their degrees, and I don't have that. And sometimes I feel like I'm not good enough because I don't have that. I would question if that larger group was even the real friends or if this new smaller group is just the real ones that stuck around. I have a friend who has had problems with drinking. He would go every weekend and spend all his money on alcohol and cocaine. Now that he wants to stop, he comes over on the weekends because that's good. He comes over and hangs out with you, girl, because you're staying sober. If you would like, girl, I was reading that like Captain, I thought you were saying something. Thank you, Captain. You guys, Captain always tries to help in the chat by linking all my links and stuff for me. And just so you guys know, we got Facebook, we have the Patreon, I want to get Jexie's link for you guys because I think y'all will really like Jexie's started a Discord. Let me link that for y'all. Because I don't know if a lot of you guys are on Discord, but I think that if you are, you will enjoy it. Let me see. Okay, there's Jexie's link, you guys, to her new Discord. Y'all will, if you have Discord, join that. You'll like it. Okay. So Merck says, hey, okay. Besides the friends I have acquired here, all my friends lost the battle and are no longer with us. Merck, I am so sorry, man. That breaks my heart to hear that. I'm going to tell you guys a story about a friend that I lost, okay? So I was talking about her earlier today when I took you guys shopping with me, but I deleted the video because it was all choppy and stuff. But just so you guys know, I got the car mount and it works so good. So anyway, so last year in September, my friend Ashley ended up committing suicide. She hung herself. And the reason she did that is because she was struggling with her addiction and she had absolutely no support from her parents. I met Ashley when I was living in a halfway house. I had just gotten out of prison, and I talk about this halfway house a lot, okay? Guilt and shame got me too, which made me want to isolate. Ugh. Guilt and shame are the worst because they keep us sick. You know what I mean? Because it's okay to feel like these are the mistakes I've made. There's healthy guilt, you know what I mean? Like, or there's healthy feelings of realizing that accountability and taking responsibility for the mistakes that we made. But then there's that shame where we focus so much on it and we're beating ourselves down. And when you're sitting in that negative spot, you're not going forward when you're constantly talking down to yourself. You're keeping yourself in that ditch, in that rut, And I was the same way, Cicely. Like, I would like I'm fixing to tell you about this story. So my friend Ashley and me, we met in the halfway house, and I always talk about this halfway house, you guys, because I stayed there for a long time, and they let me come back. And it's here in Little Rock. It's called the treatment center is called RCA and Oasis. That's the treatment center I graduated from. And the halfway house is called Williamsburg, and it's just an amazing program. Well, I stayed there for 9 months, and me and my friend Ashley ended up getting apartments that were right across the street from the halfway house. And they were also owned by the treatment center. So they still, gave us drug tests and kind of helped us stay accountable. Well, we both ended up relapsing and going back out on Roxy's, but we became the best of friends. Okay, the best of friends. And I stayed friends with this girl for years to come. We lost contact because she moved back to where she in like up, way up in Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas, which is like 5 or 6 hours away from where I'm at. But we always talked on the phone and we always stayed close that way. Well, she had started reaching out to me a lot more and talking to me about wanting to change, and she had started to get off opiates, and she was struggling, but she was getting off of them. She was tapering off, but she just didn't have any support. Well, she had reached out to me and told me that she was thinking about hurting herself. And I was like, I knew right then that I should have called the police, but I didn't. And she ended up doing it the next week and she died. And I feel like it was because of me that I should have called the police. I should have told the police. I should have called everyone I knew and got her the help that she needed. And that's why, like, on my channel, you guys, like, I love you guys and I want to help you guys with your addiction. I want to help you get sober and stay sober. But if you come on my channel and you have like a really bad mental illness and I don't know what to do, I'm going to tell you that. I don't know what to do. You need to call your doctor. You need to get to therapy. You need to go to the hospital right now, because I have lost people because of mental illness and because I should have called. I should have she was telling me that and then begging me not to tell anyone. And that was the first mistake and the last mistake I'll ever make behind somebody who's having suicidal thoughts. Like, it's nothing to joke around about. And so that's why, you guys, like, here on my channel, like, I can help you with your addiction and I can help you find recovery. But when you start going into territory that I don't know, I cannot save you from yourself, right? And so I can't save anybody. So that's when I have to say, listen, I can't. I am only a person that can encourage you to get sober, encourage you to make changes in your life, encourage you to reach out for help, encourage you to call treatment centers, encourage you to go to a meeting, all those things. But I can't save people. I cannot do it. I struggle with the past, the regrets, and put myself down every day for my looks at least. Then all the regrets and shame kick in too. My therapist is having me start a journal to help. Amy, journaling is such a good way. First of all, to keep up with how you're feeling each day, because you might not realize it, but you know what, girl? You might be having some good days in between those bad days. And sometimes what happens is, when we're going through struggles like that, we get so fixated on that negative shit, and it takes over, it bleeds over into all the days that we're having that are actually good days. And so with that journal, you'll be able to keep a schedule and see how each day changes and how you feel differently from day to day. And you can also start doing exercises to help you change and feel more positive. You do what you can, Nicole, and you're awesome for it. Thanks, Merck. Cindy, she told me to tell the thoughts to go to hell. She says she has done it herself. I'm willing to try anything. I've never felt beautiful in my whole life. I'm telling you, Amy, I think a lot of us women, do you guys suffer with this too, where you just feel like you're just like not cute or not handsome? Because us girls, we feel like this all the time. And like sometimes, you know what I have to do? Sometimes, okay, I just I beat myself up a lot, but I would rather like I cannot let that take over my life because then I can't be a good mom to my son. And I'm telling you guys, my son is my saving grace. If I didn't have Nathaniel, like he really pushes me, you know. When I was in addiction, I wasn't suicidal. I went the other way. I was thinking about hurting people every day. And sometimes now in the AM on breakfast, I'm scared I'll have these thoughts again. That's right. I had not thought of it like that. To keep track of good days as well. Yes, girl. Finances are a huge problem. Treatment is expensive. Adult and Teen Challenge Louisiana can offer free treatment. Yeah, and listen to this. There's also like there's some I have some friends that like they scholarship people to like maybe the treatment center that they work for scholarships like a handful of people each year, or if you live in like in my state they have state funding. Because here's the thing, girl, don't get it twisted. Every time I went to treatment it was either state funded. The only time I ever had insurance was the first time when I was on my parents insurance still, and the last time when I had insurance. And thank God I had insurance because like it was do or die. Like if I didn't get into treatment, I was going to have my son. My son was going to be taken from me. Oh, I see Jamie said, yes, the shit really messed my teeth up. Okay, so here's the thing, you guys. Like I always, okay, so let's go ahead and do it. See this little teeth right here? It's farther back than these teeth. So it looks like it's up, but it's just really farther back in my mouth. And when you're on YouTube, I'm looking at myself right now. Like I can see myself. I can see the chubbiness of my face. I can see my double chin. I can see my tic-tac tooth. You guys, I could I had to stop, like, because I used to think I can't go on camera, right? Because look, I don't have any makeup on. If I didn't get on camera because I didn't have any makeup on, half the time I wouldn't even make videos. So you know what? I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to come on. If I feel like making a video and I feel like talking about recovery, I'm going to do it. And I kept pushing myself, you know, to do that. When I felt like talking about recovery and I felt like being a part of, even if I didn't have makeup on, I'd come on here and do it. And you know what, you guys, y'all have helped me because a lot of you will say, Nicole, you look great without makeup. And I'm like, what? Do I really? Your face is so clear, you know? And I'm like, wow, remember how bad my face was breaking out down here like a month ago? Right, Merc? I told you about my jealousy issues when I glance in the mirror on early mornings. I guess you're so great. But I think because we struggle with self-esteem, you know I did. I don't know how you guys were, but I want each one of you to close your eyes right now. And I want you to think back to before you ever got high. So whatever age it was before you got high, what were you like before you got high? Were you cocky? Did you think your shit didn't stink? Or were you quiet or were you shy? Were you skinny or were you chunky? Were you in a good household with a good mom and dad? Or were you in foster care? Or were your parents getting divorced? What was it like before you ever started using drugs and alcohol? Hey, Ashton, before I ever started using drugs and alcohol, I was unsure of myself. I remember thinking every other girl in my class, I think I was like in fourth or fifth grade, was so much more pretty than me. I remember one girl in particular, her name was Amanda, and she had beautiful tan skin and blue eyes. And I used to think, if only my eyes were blue, then I would be pretty, you know? But I got these shit brown eyes. Merc. I was the chef. Uh, but I was always kind of like had low self-esteem, and I always like struggled with not feeling like I was good enough, or I not feeling like I fit in, you know what I mean? But as I got older and I started, thinning out and becoming a woman, then I found my self-esteem and I felt beautiful. And then guess what else I found? Then I found drugs, When I was 17, I started smoking pot, getting drunk and doing cocaine, right? And then some methamphetamine. And that right there, it like catapulted me into this like I felt I just thought, man, I thought I was hot shit, y'all. But when I was younger, I didn't have that. I was very insecure and I was very unsure of myself. And so, and then I feel like what's happening now is that now that I've went through my addiction and I'm coming out on the other side of things, I feel like I'm kind of like I was when I was younger. Like I'm like, am I all right? I'm still trying to figure out like I'm still trying to figure out like my spot, you know what I mean? Like I know my personality, like this is me, this is how I am. But it's almost like, especially here on YouTube, it's really hard because it's like clicks. And so it's kind of like all like we're in high school all over again. And it's like, and as usual, I'm not fitting in certain clicks. Oh well, right? Oh well. But okay, let me think what else I could. So the being with family during the holidays, are any of you guys going to be going into like situations where you're going to be not feeling, where you're nervous? Are any of you guys like feeling like, oh, I can't do this, this isn't a good idea for me? If I do leave the house without makeup, I wear shades and refuse to take them off. I can just see it now, Captain. Thanks, Cicely. I appreciate that. Like I'm really working hard. I really do, you guys. I'm working really hard on just loving myself where I'm at right now. Yes, I want to make some changes. There are things about me that I want to change and I want to make better. Like I want to get in shape. I want to lose this extra sobriety weight that I put on. But I know I can do that. I can do it, right? And I already like I take good care of myself. I put lotion on and I wash my hair every day and I do my eyebrows and I do good skincare, right? I think that's another thing that when I don't know about how y'all were in your active addiction, but when I was in active addiction, I haircut, who? My hair was so long. I never would get it cut. Um, I never washed my face at night. I would just fall asleep in my makeup. Um, I didn't take care of myself at all, you guys, especially like my body. I told you guys a story about my hair falling out right here. It was a bald spot this big on my head right here. And it was because I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't eating. I definitely refuse to come up without makeup. I'm part of the drama community. Good, Cindy, good. And I'm going over to, like I said, Neil's mom's house, and it'll be good over there. But she doesn't like. She might have a beer, but she doesn't have a bunch of alcohol at the house. I'm prepared for the holiday, and I'm actually okay. I want to share with you guys what I'm going into and how I'm going to feel. Oh my God, when I was on Roxy's, I lost a huge patch. What? Did you really? Girl, I went to the hospital. I thought I had alopecia. And my husband, I was in the shower. Let me tell you, Cicely. I was in the shower washing my hair, and all of a sudden I went like this, and my hair just came straight out, and I started screaming. And I came out of the shower, and it was, I swear to God, this big. It ended up growing back, you guys, but I got like all this hair stuff to put on my scalp to make it grow because I didn't think it was going to come back. But it was because I wasn't eating. I had no high stress levels, Nope, very malnourished, super skinny, very like just sickly. And my hair fell straight out. So let me tell you guys what I'm going into. So I'm going over to my mother-in-law's house. And like I said, my sister-in-law is going to be there. And hopefully, I'm praying, you guys, we haven't seen her in like 3.5 years. And the reason we haven't seen her is because she don't want to come around us. She just doesn't want to be around us. And like I said, me and my husband have been sober for a while now. I've been sober for 4.5 years. And so I finally said something to my mother-in-law because she said, "Hey, are you guys going to come over for Thanksgiving? I'm inviting, your sister too and her kids." And I was like, "Yes, we're going to be there." But then I texted her back and I was like, "Listen, I really hope that we can come to Thanksgiving and enjoy our holiday because every time we come around her, she's so just horrible to us, you guys." Here, I think I can read you. Did you really too, Jamie? Oh my God, we all did. We think you're beautiful and amazing too, Merc. I wish I knew what you really looked like instead of that damn avatar of yours. I'm just super nervous because it's like, I know that I just hope that she's just kind. And that's exactly what I said. I was like, I really hope that whenever we come, that she's going to be kind to us and not be ugly to Neil because you guys don't understand. Like, I know it hurts my husband's heart that his sister and him that they don't get to see each other. Hey, Ian. And I've asked for forgiveness. I've apologized. We both have, and it's not because we did anything wrong. I promise you. Like, now we were in our active addiction for a long time, but we were never okay. The only thing that we did was we probably worried her, and we probably hurt her because we worried Neil's mom. But we didn't go around her when we were high. Nothing like that. You know what I mean? We didn't steal from her. Nothing like that. It was just she's probably has a resentment towards us. But just like we worked our steps, like I've prayed about it. I don't have any resentment towards her. Like I forgive her for being nasty to me when I first met Neil, and I want to move past this. But it's like, how do you move past it if the person doesn't, if they just want to hold on to that grudge? And the thing about it is that she like is very, very Christian, and she's constantly trying. She's always like tried to get me and Neil to go to church with her all the time and to get sober through going to church and getting saved, right? But then she talks nasty about people, just basically the epitome of a hypocrite, a person who acts like they're all like goody two shoe, holier than thou, and then is just like absolutely mean as fuck. Okay, and so it totally makes you not want to do that. It makes you not want to go to church and be with them. And so me and Neil were just like, no, we're going to get sober through our way, AA and NA. And we never talked to her again. It's literally been almost 4 years since we talked to her. And we went and got ourselves together and we got sober. And, his mom's so proud of us. His dad got to died and seen us sober. The only person who we still have any issues with is his sister. I couldn't spend my money on anything but dope in my active addiction. I would go shopping and return everything. Same. My mother and brother-in-law hate me for life. I know how that goes. We have no control over another person's heart. All we can do is keep living our best life and let our actions speak. So that's what I said, Cicely. I was like, I told Neil's mom, I said, it's been almost 5 years. And I'm going to be pleasant because I always am. And that's what I told Neil. I said, we'll just go over there and we'll play with the kids and we'll take them all on a hike because that's what we always do. We're the cool aunt and uncle. You know what I mean? but it doesn't mean that it doesn't fucking suck because we have to go over there and it's uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And she's the kind of person that you'll walk in and say, hey, and she'll just go, I used to wake up thinking, where am I getting $10 from today? I don't miss the misery. I know that's right. And so it's like that awkward kind of like, I hate it. Hopefully it won't be like that. Y'all pray for me. But whatever goes down, I'll be sober. Just know that. So I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me tonight. I just wanted to come on and chit chat with you guys, talk about, what to do on the holidays, talk about some relapse prevention, talk about life, talk about stories, talk about everything. That's how we do it over here on my channel. Now I'm going to tell y'all, Wednesday night, we have a guest coming on the channel. His name is Andrew, and he's going to come share his story. Andrew is an author, and he has his own YouTube channel. So I think you guys will really enjoy his story. And yeah, that's going to happen on Wednesday night at 7. Hey, Lou. Sorry, my pit's itching, y'all. Oh, well, welcome, girls. Stick around. I go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if you miss me on a Monday, you can catch me on a Wednesday, and if you're missing me on a Wednesday, you can catch me on a Friday. And then sometimes I go live in between those 2 days too, don't I, guys? I'm like the live queen of YouTube. Captain, they might be, because have they not got theirs together? See, this makes me so happy to see y'all. This is gratitude right here. Think back. Y'all are thinking back to those days that you lived out there in them streets and in your active addiction, and you're realizing like any day sober is way better than our lives back then. You know what I mean? Girl, set a reminder, and then I don't know if you watched the video from last night, but you would love it, Cicely. We had on Kayla, and she did so good. How many of you guys loved that meeting that we had last night with Kayla? How many of y'all did that? Yeah, girl, I know that. I know that, Lou. She did so good, and she shared some really, really deep stuff about what happened when she was in her addiction, the things that she did that she wasn't proud of. And for anybody it's for a woman to come on and share about the things that way they had to do to get dope do with men to get dope. It's like really hard to share sometimes, like, I mean, I know it is for me, so I can just imagine how it was for her. And she did so good. Yeah, Captain. I just got so sick of being so sick. Exactly, Jamie. Exactly. Well, I love you guys. I hope y'all are all having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday night. And I really do just love being able to come on here and chit chat with you guys. Crazy stories of my own, so I get it. I'm so happy I found this channel. Hey, girl, anytime. You can come on here and tell your story too. No, I think you did tell me you were homeless, but I didn't know that you were with. I think you told me that. I'm not sure though. Where did y'all live? She was awesome. I watched all her videos today. Good, Cindy. Kayla's she's a sweet girl. I'm excited to get to know her more. I always get excited when I meet new people on YouTube that I can, like, I don't know, I like hearing y'all's stories. You know what I mean? Okay. DM me on Instagram. It's just Real Talk Recovery, just like it is here. And so that way I can message you back. Merc, I'm hearing you, babe. Merc says, thanks for the live. Do 2 a day. Now that I have that mount in my car, Merc, this is what I was thinking about doing. I used to get up and, hey, I love you too, Lou. I used to get up, you guys, and do morning meditations when I first started my channel. Like, we would wake up and we would read like something from the big book or from a meditation book like the 12 and 12 or the 24 hour a day. and we would talk about it and then we would share about it. You know what I was thinking about doing? I was thinking, since I have y'all, I have the mount now, I can set y'all up and we can have like a little meditation in the morning. Or we can start our day off on the positive side and be like, okay, you know how Nick from Hopeless to Hopeful, when he gets on his lives, he does 3 things that he's grateful for today. So let's end this meeting tonight with, I want you guys to list 3 things in the comment section that you're grateful for. Go. 1, I am grateful for my son and my husband. They count as 1. I'm grateful for my recovery, and I am grateful for you guys. So I'm grateful for my recovery, I'm grateful for y'all, and I'm grateful for my family. Now, your family, good. Helping others, because giving back is how you keep it. I'm grateful for each and every one of you guys that engage with me on my channel. Oh, thank you. I'm grateful for, that's what I was just saying. I'm grateful for y'all too. Running Water, his dogs, and his bike. Yes, Ian. I have the coolest in-laws. They're most always enforcement, but super loving. We have amazing conversations about the different sides of the fence we came on. That's awesome, Daniel. Merck says, being alive. I know that's right. Breathing this fresh air. Your kids. That's awesome. I'm new to your site. How long have you been in recovery? 4.5 years. Jamie says, sobriety, kids, and family. Ian says, mom and my mate, Nicole. Love you, Ian. You're my mate too, baby. My best mate. A roof over my head, my boyfriend, and my animals. And you guys. We're grateful for you too, Amy. Welcome, Trina. Methamphetamine and Roxy's with a dash of Xanax on the side. Anything, girl. Anything. If you got it, I'll take it. My husband, my kids, and my job. That's what's up. These are all amazing things to be grateful for. So let me ask you guys this. When you were in your active addiction, did you ever think you were grateful for anything? Did you ever think about anything like, I'm happy to be alive? Or, man, I'm so glad I have this job. The only thing I ever thought about being grateful for when I was in active addiction was I was grateful to get that next hit. I was grateful to get that bag, right? I was grateful to get another shot, and then I was grateful that it worked, because there would be some times when people would sell me some fake shit and it would not even, I would be so mad. Pain pills and Xanax. Grateful for God, grateful for family, friends, loving people who help us get new tires on our car after I got fired. Girl, that's amazing. It's always so amazing when people pull through like that and they're able to help you, because tires are expensive. You know, I need to check and see if mine need to get changed. I need to get on top of that before I let them go too late. I did too, Daniel. God, my family, and being given another day. Absolutely. That's right. Because we're not promised tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Peanut butter, crunchy cereal, cold cans of Coke. Oh, yeah. You know what my favorite kind of peanut butter is? Honey peanut butter. My husband got me hooked on it. If you haven't tried the honey peanut butter, then you're not eating good peanut butter. I tried, but I usually was grateful for my doctor or the dope man. Exactly. Yes, Manic Monday. Hey, Hastepa. Exactly. The next one. Doesn't it feel good to be alive and sober today, you guys? Don't you feel good to be here? I'm not even I'm not fronting. I'm not being silly. I'm not putting on a show. I don't think you understand, the gratitude that's in my heart. Like if you could see my heart inside my chest right now, it would be my heart's so big it's busting at the seams because I just feel so lucky, so blessed to have my sobriety, to have you guys, to have my son, to have my husband. You know what else? I'm so, so grateful that my husband is staying sober, you guys, and that he's doing the right thing and he's working and doing so well. No, he hasn't, Merk. Bye, Daniel. I got to get him on. Listen, Merk. He said he would one day, but he's very, very shy when it comes to like recovery and stuff. And you guys see how I am. I'm very, very open. I really want him to just come on. I told him, I said, because he doesn't feel comfortable sharing about his addiction. He's just very, very reserved in that area. He's not like mine at all, you guys. Okay, hi Steppa. That's what's up. I'm glad you're here. We missed you. But I did ask him, would he like come on and do like a get to know me kind of tag, like how we got to know each other, how we met, what made him fall in love with me, those kind of questions. So what I was going to do, you know how they have them, like, we'll look it up right now. We'll look up the questions. I will tell him, Merk. Okay, get to know me questions. Would you? Okay. Okay, here's a good one. I'll do them on here with you real fast before I go. Full name, Nicole Marie Pludre. Zodiac sign, Pisces. 3 fears. Getting into a car accident on the interstate, being kidnapped, or carjacked. 3 things I love. My son, my husband, and my mom. 3 things, not people, things. Makeup, lip gloss, and Converse Chuck Taylors. Those are my favorite shoes. My best friend, Cindy. Last song I listened to, She Will by Lil Wayne. 4 turn-ons. Clean shoes, pretty teeth, nice eyes, and cute haircut. 4 turn-offs. Dirty shoes, what turns me off? A bad attitude, stank ass breath, and bad work ethic. What color underwear am I wearing right now? Gray. How many tattoos or piercings do I have? 6 tattoos and 2 piercings. The reasons, okay, how I feel right now. Happy. Sometimes I really, really want to scream. My current relationship status, married. My favorite movie is Gia. Have you guys ever seen it? Gia. My favorite song is that song I listened to with you guys last night. That was one of my favorite songs when I was in my active addiction, that Case Choice. I'm not an addict, it's cool, I feel alive. And then my favorite song in this decade or right now is, damn man, I really don't even know. I don't listen to a lot of music like that. I mean, I listen to like a lot of old school music. You know what I've been listening to? Freak Like Me by Adina Howard. That's one of my favorite songs, and it's so old. uh, Three things that upset me: people that lie to me, people that are like not loyal and have no respect, and people that are two-faced. That shit pisses me off, y'all. Um, Three things that make me happy: food, my son, and my husband playing together. That always gets me in a good mood, and being with my dogs, like going out and taking them to the dog park. What I find attractive in other people, just the way they carry themselves, like the way they talk, the way they walk, the way they dress, the way that, just like their swagger. Someone I miss: my friend Ashley and my friend Nikki. My friend Nikki actually committed suicide um, in 2004. We were best friends. We graduated high school together. Someone I love: my husband. My relationship with my parents is great. My favorite holiday is Christmas. A confession. Um, these are my confessions. Let me think. A confession. What do I not tell you guys already that y'all already know? Um, I don't know. My sons and dogs drive me nuts. Oh, a confession. Let me think. Mm, I think I'm addicted to y'all. I think I'm addicted to YouTube. That's my confession. Three things that annoy me easily. Um, when people say and don't get to the point when they're telling a story, that drives me insane. When like you're talking and they keep saying something over and over again and not saying the story, like they're just like just like a bunch of filler words, that drives me insane. Things when people are not prepared, that also drives me insane. Waiting in line drives me insane because when I was in prison, that's all we did was wait in line all day. My favorite animals: dogs. My pets are Paco Taco, Onyx, and Jetta. Something that's currently worrying me: I always worry about my husband. And I don't know why, you guys. I always worry about just if he's okay, if he ate dinner, if he had enough to eat. Like that's one of the things I worry about with my son and my husband. I'm always thinking, have they eaten enough? Have they eaten enough? Oh, something that's okay. An embarrassing moment. Okay, this was so embarrassing. So back in the day when I was on probation, I was in active addiction and I could not pass a drug screen. And my probation officer, she was a lesbian chick, and she would always make me lift my leg up so she could look inside of me to see if I had anything stuck up in there to pass a pee test with. Well, one time I was really pushing hard trying to pee, and instead of peeing, I diarrhea shitted everywhere in this bathroom in front of my probation officer. And it was so embarrassing because my stomach was hurting so bad because I was so nervous because she was putting so much pressure on me. And I had already told her I was going to fail the test. So, yeah, I totally shit in front of my probation officer. That was pretty embarrassing to me. Another thing that was really embarrassing that happened to me was when I was younger, I was best friends with this girl named Casey, and her dad was a dairy farmer, and we were trying to get all the cows into the gate, so we were running through the field together. Well, I was running and was screaming, yeah, yeah, trying to get all the cows to go into the field with her. She had this little black and white collie dog. We were guiding them into the gate, and I fell face first in a pile of cow poop, and it went inside of my mouth. Crazy. Okay. Uh, Something I fantasize about. something I fantasize about. Real Talk Recovery being like this huge meeting where people come. It's like where we have like 700 people in a live stream and everybody's sharing about recovery and how their lives have changed because they're staying sober. That's like something I always think about. Like one day, Real Talk Recovery is going to be like such a huge thing and everybody's going to be a part of it and it's going to be everywhere. That's what I always think about, or I hope it does. My favorite foods are, I love Mexican food. Love it. That's my favorite. Like quesadillas, enchiladas, um, like pork tacos, fish tacos. Oh, so good. My idea of a perfect date. Really seriously, Netflix in the bed with my hubba bubba. Just laying in bed with my husband watching Netflix. Put on a candle, drink some cold water, put on some sexy time music. You know the deal. um, something I'm talented at. I can play the piano by ear. My idea of a, well, I already said that. My celebrity crushes. Gosh, I don't look at people enough to think about this kind of stuff. My celebrity crushes, you guys. Who's my celebrity crush? Oh my gosh. Do you guys remember? This was when I was younger. Do y'all remember that kid, Devin Sawa, Sawa, from what movie was he in? You remember The Sandlot? Not the, yeah, The Sandlot. Do y'all remember The Sandlot? The Mexican kid. Oh my God, I used to have such a big crush on him. Then I had a crush on Devin Sawa. Then I had a crush on Joey from New Kids on the Block. And then after that, now I'm like into guys like from Pineapple Express. What's his name? Oh gosh, he's like really famous. He has dark hair and dark eyes. God, was not he played the hippie dude in Pineapple Express with um, Seth Rogen, but not Seth Rogen, the other guy. I can't remember his name. Anyway, him. I think he's hot. Um, Number of kids I want. Just one. Do I smoke or drink? No. Okay, there you go. I answered all the questions. But stuff like that. That's what I was thinking we could do with Neil. Do you know who I'm talking about, Mark? What's his name? Oh gosh, let me see. Pineapple Express. Let me see. James Franco. That's James Franco, y'all. I think that he's just so fucking sexy. Okay. Okay. There you go, Cicely. You got it, girl. I like John Knight for New Kids on the Block. Sorry, I didn't see you had commented that, girl. Yes, I don't know what it is about like guys like James Franco. I just think they're so cute. Like I like, and you would be so surprised, you guys, because my husband is a. Let me show you a picture of my husband. And then I gotta go take a shower and get ready for work tomorrow. My husband is a ginger snap. I'm not an addict, it's cool. I feel alive. Mm-hmm. That's my husband and my son. Yeah, that's Neil and Nate. And then here's a picture of me when I was a baby, y'all. Look. Let me see. Oh, here's another picture. Just the three of us. We can make it if we try. Just the three of us. Just the three of us. Oh, that's us. Do I know? I know all about NKOTB. Yes. Okay, you guys. So I love y'all. I'm going to get off here and, like I said, go upstairs with the boys and get in the shower and all that good stuff. But I really enjoyed just chatting with y'all tonight. And I enjoyed talking about what we can do to stay sober during the holidays. If you guys think of anything else you want to talk about later on in the week for Friday night's meeting, let me know. Message me, text me on the hotline. Hey, quick question. What's the phone number here in the bottom left corner of the screen? That is my phone number. That's the Real Talk Recovery cell phone number. You can text me or call me on that number anytime, day or night, if you're struggling or if you just want to say hi. Yep, that's just my number. But it's not like my personal number, like it's one of those text now numbers. You know what I mean? So that way I'm not giving out my personal number, because I used to give out my personal cell phone number, you guys, and it was just not a good idea, because some people, they don't have good intentions and they were calling me and just saying like really crazy stuff. So that's just my number right there that you can get a hold of me on, though. Okay. All right. Love you guys. I'll see y'all later. And like I said, if you want to text and say hi, feel free to. You guys always text back when anybody texts me. All right. Bye.